we go. Welcome to Glovedrop, everybody. Okay, today is Monday, December the 4th. We have a special guest today. We're doing something different. I think this is the first time since I've been doing Glovedrop that is not a MMA fighter. We're going in the survival direction.
Roll later if you want.
Yeah. I actually injured my elbow, so I can't. Our guest today is Bob Vautour from, I'm going to try not to murder the name, Frug
Survival.
Okay. Right off the hop, how did you get that name? Because when I saw it, I thought you were like, is he mocking frogs?
Well, if you look at my logo, it looks like a bulldog, and I have two dogs at home. One is a French bulldog pug, which is termed a Frug, and an English Boston bulldog, which is Beatrice. She's my other dog. But my mother-in-law took a picture of Bunker, my dog, took his face on the iPad, she traced it out, and that became the logo.
Okay.
So it came from my wife and I brainstorming on how to come up with some kind of a name for it, and then Bunker jumped in my lap, and I said, "Oh, you're a crazy frog," and then we looked at each other. Hey, there's the name.
So what kind of stuff do you make?
So what I do is I make survival gear that's fashionable and wearable. So if you can see on my wrist, I make bracelets, key lanyards, so you can put them on your car keys, hang them off a backpack. So a lot of hikers buy them, and basically I put all this gear here inside of it. I put this inside. So there's stormproof matches with the striker. There's antiseptic tinder, which is a antiseptic-based cotton ball that it helps. It'll burn for like 30 seconds, like high intensity.
Okay.
3 minutes. And then if you have a wound, you can dress the wound so it doesn't get infected. Then I put zip ties in there. There's 25 feet of fishing wire, 2 hooks, 2 sinkers, zip ties, and I roll this all up in a 4x3 piece of paper. And then I put it into the balloon here. This balloon here. And it turns into this thing.
Huh.
And that's weatherproof. And what I do is I leave a little bit of air inside. As you can see, it kind of pops up. And I did that so that my knife, I carried it scout style on my back. And if I dropped it in the water, it would hit the bottom. You wouldn't be able to find it. With this floats. So it's like a buoy to help me recover.
Nice.
That was the purpose of having that one. I also do the bow slings because I'm a bow hunter, as you probably see from my tattoo here. That goes on my bow. And
okay.
All compound bows have slings, so that's to help you kind of keep it up, so you're not tensioning it. But what a great place to put my survival kit, because you'll always have your bow with you.
Yep.
Always have it, and
that's cool.
That's why I decided to put it into that. So with the 3 products, you have a good care. You have the lanyards you can hang in your backpack, the bracelet you always have on your wrist. So no matter where you are,
always.
Yeah. No matter where you are, you're prepared, right? And
yep.
And it's somewhat fashionable. So I try, and as you can see, I've got some of the units out there. I try to make a bunch of different colors. I'm doing a lot of custom work. So a lot of people stop by my booth at the Moncton Market, and they say, "Oh, I'll come back next Saturday. Could you make me this color?" And so I'll check my inventory, see what I have. And my supplier, I can get it within 2 weeks. And within 2 weeks, and I can have it made, because I can basically do one of these in 20 minutes.
Okay.
After the kits are made. So I went down to my office this morning about 4 o'clock, and by 5 o'clock I had made 40 kits.
Oh.
So I kind of laid them out on my desk, and I pop all the components in there and roll them, and I kind of do like a mass production of them.
Okay.
That way, whenever I have time to build a few, I have the kits already made, and it only takes me 10-15 minutes to weave it up.
Nice.
Yeah. It's all about being prepared.
Well, what gave you the idea to start doing this? Like to make your first bracelet or lanyard? Like.
Well, I'm an outdoorsman. I love the outdoors, and if I could spend every dying minute out in the outdoors, I'd do that. But unfortunately, I can't. You got to pay the bills, right? So I had made a lanyard wanted to put a lanyard for my knife, and I contacted a local, California company that I was buying some of my components from, and asked them to, because they make a similar type bracelet, but it's not all the same stuff inside. It's different stuff.
Okay.
And I was buying some components from them, like the antiseptic tinder I was buying from them, but I make my own kits. So I said, I want to make a lanyard for my knife, and they said, oh, we don't make that, we only make bracelets. Well, do you mind if I make? No, go ahead, we'll sell you the stuff, you can put it together. And so I started making my own components, I support Cabela's here because I'm a big Cabela's fan.
Nice.
So I buy 90% of my...
You want to put your mic just a little bit closer? There we go. It's like, I want to make sure everybody can really hear that.
So I buy all this stuff inside as much as I can locally.
Okay.
The only stuff that I have to buy from like eBay or from online is my buckles. So these things here.
The compass?
These buckles, yeah. So the buckles have a ferricium rod in them. I'll show you how that works here. So you can score it, and so if you want to start a fire.
Oh yeah. When I do it, my girlfriend always bitches at me. She's like, you don't do it hard enough, you don't do it right.
You take it,
yep.
Start at the back, and you really want to push in and grind. Now you notice that there's a black coating around the ferricium rod?
Yep.
The key is to get down like that.
Okay.
So that black coating is just a protection so it doesn't corrode.
Ah, better.
Yeah. Just push along the rod. There you go.
There we go.
Once you get that coating gone, then you have a bare, you'll see that it starts to get silver looking.
Yep.
That's the ferricium.
Okay. So I haven't been using it enough then, in other words.
That's right. You haven't scraped down the black stuff enough.
Okay.
And you can scrape that off with like a little knife or something to scrape it all off, but it will corrode because it's ferricium, right?
Well, I'm going to try to start my my charcoal barbecue there today with this.
It works well. I do it at home. Turn on the propane, a couple of sparks, and away you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
You don't have to have a barbecue lighter at all. And, yeah, I actually built this.
The kids would love that.
I built this tool. This is kind of what allowed me to do what I wanted to do, because I had this concept of trying to put all this stuff in a bracelet that could be waterproof.
Okay.
And I said, well, how am I going to do that? That's cost effective, and went through a bunch of scenarios, and figured out if I could put it into a balloon,
yeah,
I'd be golden, because balloons are cheap. It's a good way to keep it waterproof, and it doubles as, like, if you get lost by a lake or something, you need a bobber. You just put some air in it, and it's a bobber for fishing, to use with the fishing gear. Or if you have a cut and you want to, protect the wound so it's not out in the open.
Yep.
You can keep it clean. Mm. So then I built this. This is an old, those Vicks.
For your nose, yeah.
So I pulled the back part of it out because this was rounded.
Yeah.
I just kind of I cut off the tip, and that way it allows me to put it into the balloon like that. And then I take my paper sleeve, put it in, and then I do this. And then it's in the balloon, and I tie it off.
Okay.
It took a long time to figure out how to do this, and have the right. This simple little thing saved me tons of time. Because I was using a big pen, but it just wasn't big enough to put my kit through, right? So I was trying to find something that perfect size that it would slide through, and then that works like a charm.
So it takes you how long to do one kit?
To do one kit, a guy did about 40 in an hour.
Okay,
so
well that's good.
Probably 2 minutes, minute and a half to do each one. Like once you combine it all, because it's kind of like an assembly line, right? You lay out all your zip ties, and you lay out your matches, and you lay out your strikers, and you lay out everything else, and you roll it all up, put it in the sleeve, put it in the balloon, and then it turns into this. And that's the bread and butter of Frug Survival Gear right there.
China would buy that up, keep them busy for a while.
Well, I actually, a guy reached out to me already. He wants to buy just my kits. I'm debating on whether I want to do that or not because it might take my market share away, right? We're in an area where there's only so many people, like we talked about earlier, there's only so many population here to pick from and only so many potential customers.
Yeah.
So by doing that, I might not, I might give some of my market share away. But I could probably make a good living by selling those, right? Just by,
absolutely.
I would have to really throw the idea around and see if it would be worthwhile.
All the money that you make from this, it goes to the Boys and Girls Club, right? You don't even keep it, right? Big Brothers, sorry.
Yeah, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. My wife and I became, well, just to backpedal a bit.
Yeah.
I grew up through foster care, and I was in and out of foster care, multiple foster families, and I always told myself, man, this is not the life. If I ever get the opportunity to help someone not have to do this, or to give them a guide, like kind of to mentor them into what road not to go down, because I've been down that road, and I told my wife, if I ever get that chance, I'm going to do that. So we decided one day that, you know, it's time we can you know, go into the Big Brother system, and so I asked my wife, and she said, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. So I went down, filled out the paperwork. It's quite a process, right? Because they put you through security checks, which I believe you should.
You agree with it all?
Oh, I was willing to give blood samples, whatever, it didn't matter. I was going to do this, and it was important for me for the mother to understand that I was safe for him, and my heart was in the right place. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So after we went through the whole rigmarole, my wife said, Bob, I think I want to do this with you. So we went back to Big Brothers, and she said, yeah, great, you can be a big couple. So now we're a big couple.
That's cool.
The good thing about that is my wife totally balances me. I'm that airy-fairy guy, let's go out in the bush, go play in the mud puddle type of guy.
Yep.
You know, she says go fix something, I'm there wrapping it with duct tape, and you know, I'm doing it all country style, right? And she's more of the prim and proper. She's very intelligent and very balanced. So she totally balances me. So when he's with us, he just turned 9 years old, so he's kind of a handful, right?
Yep.
Or can be. He's super intelligent, but he you know, he needs that balance. So whenever I get rowdy, and you know, him and I were out one day, we're out in the backyard shooting spitballs at a target, and so we ended up being in the house. There was spitballs everywhere all through the house, and my wife says, guys, or she said, kids, stop. So she brought us down, and you know, but it's balance, and I encourage anyone that has the opportunity to get into the program to do that, because you know, we've seen the change in him and in us, so it was mutually beneficial. So he benefit from it, and I think we benefit more, kind of selfishly, but we do.
How many years have you been doing that, or how long have you been with him?
2 years now.
2 years.
2.5 years now, I think. Yeah. So he's been a big part of our life, and we used to take him every Saturday. Now we only do every second Saturday, because I go to the market on one Saturday with this, and then the other Saturday we have him.
Okay.
So it's still a lot more than what the norm is. Normally it's like once a month that like a big will take the little out on an outing, or you know,
okay.
We've taken him camping. We went to Funny Park, rented one of those. It's not a yurt. It's a authentic. So it's like
okay.
It's like a wood frame tent, canvas tent that they've put up in there, and so we went. It's kind of like glamour camping, I guess, for the not so country folk. Oh, we had a ball. We went hiking and stuff, and a lot of this stuff was his first. Right? You know, we flew a kite, and we went on a train around the city. Like my wife's aunt works at CN.
Okay.
So our Via, I think it's
Via Rail, yeah.
And so she told us, hey, she sent us an email, the train's going around the city. Do you want to go on a train ride? Never been on a train. So he hadn't either, so we were like two peas in a pod, right? Like, my wife's got video of us in the window going, oh, look at that. You know, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's been fulfilling, and that's why I'm doing this.
Has he gone hunting with you? Have you brought him hunting?
No, not yet.
Are you allowed?
He's 9, so I'm kind of waiting for his his demeanor to kind of catch up.
Maybe 11.
Yeah, I told him 12. Then
Okay.
Then that's kind of the line, because he doesn't have one of these because of what's inside, right? I don't want to have him playing around cutting people or lighting fires when he's not supposed to. So once he gets a little bit more mature, then we'll introduce him, and then maybe he can help me build them. So then he'll be really giving back. So we'll do it together.
That's cool.
So I think that's kind of the end game, was that he would help do it, and then we would donate the money together as a you know, a big couple and they're little. So he's all for it. He can't wait. Well, I can't wait to be 12, and yeah.
Have you been making these for 2.5 years, or
no? I've been
longer?
doing this for about probably about a year and a half. The first time I made a lanyard. So
okay.
I made a lanyard for I have another knife that I put a lanyard on, and I have one on my keychains too. So it's probably about a year and a half ago that I started making them for myself.
Okay.
Then I started doing some research to find like the proper components. A lot of what makes mine different than what you hear the survival gear out there. One is my kit that's inside. No one else has that. I made that kit. That's not, you just don't go to the grocery store and pick it up or buy it online. I made that, and all the stuff in there is very specific reasons why it's all in there.
Can you patent that?
You can't. You can get an intellectual patent. I dug into it.
Okay.
The problem is that because of all the products come from different manufacturers, therein lies a big problem.
Okay.
Now, if I were to develop each individual product from a manufacturer, then I could probably get a legitimate patent.
Okay.
But as it stands, I'm just trying to make money for Big Brothers. It's really all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to I'm going to retire early because there's no money in it for me, so there's just no reason for it.
Okay.
But at some point, maybe, you know, when Big Brothers doesn't need the money anymore, then maybe I could, my little brother could come in with me, and then we could do a business. You know, he could benefit from it. You know, maybe get a college fund. And, you know, that's kind of what the end game would look like. Was that would be helpful to him all the way through his life.
Nice.
So it's been a passion for me because I do love the outdoors, and then it's a win-win for everyone involved. To watch someone, you know, that has one and using it is, you know, we have friends that have given to them as gifts and stuff. And say, oh yeah, we're out hiking and used it to start a fire. We brewed some coffee and we used the bracelet. So they used a little tinder pack that's underneath, and
yep.
Yeah, and it you know, lights right up and away they go.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch it grow, and all the different people that are trying to help. You know, I've gotten calls from like the Vancouver Aquarium. The lady that runs the gift shop there contacted me, wanted to buy them wholesale. Unfortunately, there's no money in it to be able to give them a reduced price, right? Because I only make enough to pay for what it costs me in order to have that specific price point, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I sell them for 30, and you know, it cost me probably 24 and change to make them, with all the cost of all the gear, the products, my business cards, the market, because I have to pay for the booth every week.
Yeah.
So after I cover all of that, you know, I might profit like 20 cents off of each unit sold, minus the $5 from each one that I give to Big Brothers. So it's not a far cry to say all the profits go to them, because I only use what I need to keep going, right? To pay for the booth and to pay for the marketing, which is very minimal. So I kind of ask for favors from people to help me market, right?
Yeah.
I did some interviews with Global News, and a couple of the newspapers came and did stories on us. So I was in the newspaper on Global News.
Recently?
Yeah.
Nice.
About 6 months ago, Shelley Steves from the news came to my house.
Yep, from Global.
Did a big story on me, and they ran it nationally. So first it went just locally.
Yeah.
Then they decided to run it nationally for whatever reason. All of a sudden I'm getting orders, like big orders from Vancouver, Alberta, Calgary. People are just emailing me, oh, I'll take 10 of those, I'll take 2 of those. Oh, okay. So so I wasn't set up for that, right? I'm just a one-man operation. That I have a full-time job trying to keep my head about myself, but I wanted to keep, it's important to keep this going so that I can give them money each month and help pay for a match. It costs $1,200 to do a match through its fruition. So, doing the paperwork, doing the because we have a lady that kind of mentors us through the whole process, because not all of the matches are as smooth as ours. We have a great connection with the parent, and so it's been fairly smooth. So our match is not generic like everyone else's.
Okay.
So you need a counselor, someone to kind of mentor you through the process and say, okay, well, what's this problem? Maybe the little girl came home and said someone was bullying her. What do you do? Because you're not their parent. You're their big brother, big sister. So you have to kind of find that line in between of not overstepping your bounds, but being involved. So it was a challenge, definitely, for sure, and that's where my wife came in for that balance. Because I'm that guy, like, hey, whoa, you step in and you take charge, but she balances me, and I don't think I could have done it effectively without her. I really don't.
That's awesome.
I don't, I thank God for her coming into my life and able to help me with this whole program. And she's the kind of the base of this whole thing. She kind of keeps me on track, and because I don't write anything down, right? How many did you sell? Well, I don't know. I just sold a bunch of them today, and then I go make some more, and then put the money in the bank, and then give them their check, right?
Yep.
So, she keeps me on par. Okay, well, make sure you write it down. You make sure your costs are okay, so you're not spending more than you're coming in, and obviously I don't want it to be a hindrance to my personal life to take money out of our pockets to keep it going, which I did at first. The first probably 2 months was all on my dime, but once we caught up, then it's it's self-sufficient now. It feeds itself.
Well, it's like any type of business, right?
You've got to invest to get something out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know too, right? It's
yeah.
It's a process. Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a challenge to keep it all going, but I think everyone's going to benefit from it. Like, basically, from big brothers to myself, my wife, our little brother. He's become such an integral part of our life, and that's why this is kind of near and dear to my heart, because it's helping me keep that connection and giving me the opportunity to have someone else have the connection that we've had. So, like I said earlier, it costs $1,200 a year in order to facilitate a match. So whether that's clerical, just to do their organizations, like to do a golf tournament every year. And, just about 6-7 months ago, they did a big gala where Bernard Lord came, and a bunch of high profile people got involved. A lot of the city's business owners got involved, and they raised $165,000. Holy
shit! That's awesome.
One night.
One night.
One night. Big gala. Everyone donated a bunch of stuff, and it was an auction, and it was amazing to watch. So it basically took Big Brothers of Moncton on the verge of closure to going to a new building, being the fire was lit back up, it's re-energized, and now they're on the positive side now, which is great. We wanted, because unfortunately what would happen in my situation, it wouldn't have changed anything, because his mother and I have a good relationship, so we both decided that we would continue on even if the agency was closed.
Okay.
But not everyone was like that. There's some matches need a mentor. They need someone to facilitate the match, someone in between to kind of communicate back and forth. And without that, the matches wouldn't continue. So unfortunately, probably 90% of the matches would have ended, which is devastating, right?
Yes.
You have a 7-year-old at the time when we got him. When we became a match, he was 7. So we'd done all these fun stuff. We built snow forts, and we go hiking, and we go feed the birds, and all kinds of fun stuff. And then you take that away from them all of a sudden. They don't have that way of
expressing themselves.
Yeah, expressing themselves. And our little brother, he's probably, for his age, and I'm kind of stuck in the middle here, but he's super intelligent. talks like he's 12, 14 years old. You know, he's trained of thought. And it might be the way this day and age that the kids are smarter.
Yeah.
But he's super intelligent, and you know, we try and keep him away from the electronics and that type of stuff, and do outdoor stuff because we are outdoors people. And you know, we go hiking. We bought a pool, above ground pool for the backyard. And
Nice.
he comes over, we go swimming, and we play in the pool all day, and you know, we go hiking and stuff. And he loves the outdoors, you know. But we do a lot of games and stuff. He likes to do quizzes, and he always wanted to be tested and challenged. Yeah, I taught him how to play chess. He beats me now. Unbelievable. 9 years old and he beats me at chess. And I consider myself a pretty good chess player.
Yep.
But he pegs me, right? He knows exactly what my kind of stereotypical move would be, and then he plans around that. Like he'll sacrifice 90% of his players to kind of hook me in, right?
Yep.
Then I think, oh, I'm at the finish line now, and then he's like, checkmate, game over, right? And then he laughs because he knows he's got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's intelligent. That I would never think that he was 9 years old. I would say that he's as smart or as intelligent, like just a train of thought, like a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, which is pretty amazing.
Were you his first match?
Yes. Yep.
So you both were matched for the first time?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, the process that they do is amazing. Like I said earlier, the $1,200 is for a specific reason. It's not for nothing. They have to do all this process, and then they interview you. It took us like about 3 months to go through the process.
Okay.
That's through all the background checks and all that stuff, and then once we filled out the paperwork, she came back to us and said, okay, I went through all the potential matches. Here's what I feel matches best for you. Okay, she interviews the children also, kind of get a feel for what their likes and dislikes are, and see if it matches up. So a lot of the stuff that he liked, we liked, so it fit perfect. So she gave us 4 potential matches. We went down and met with her. She explained all 4 of them. She says, okay, well, you take that with you, sit on it overnight, and then come back and we'll discuss it. So my wife and I went out for breakfast that morning, and we talked about it, and then we went home. We sat at the kitchen table, we laid out all 4, we just kind of rotated them around and read them up, read all the profiles and stuff, and then decided, we took a piece of paper, wrote down who we thought, which match, because they were all numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we wrote down the exact same number, and we said, okay, once we were done deciding, we said, okay, flip it over, and we picked the exact same one. So it was definitely meant to be.
That's cool.
Kind of an emotional process, but it was so fun. The first night we took him, the first day we took him to Goji's to go get an ice cream. We've got a postcard on our fridge. The agency made a postcard for us, and so we keep it on our fridge. And he's sitting there with his ice cream, all smiling. And yeah, there's I have a video of I brought him fishing. Stacy, my wife's father, is an avid fisherman, right?
Okay.
So he took us out fishing, and he caught his first fish. So he threw his line. He got it back. He was so excited that when Global News did the interview with me, that she wanted that video and she put it on the news. So yeah, it was.
That's cool.
We have it recorded on our PVR, so every time he comes over, put me on the TV, Bob. He says. So we put him on and he watches it. We have it taped on our PVR.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he likes to keep watching it. But it's those type of things that is the reason why I do this stuff, to to fulfill a need for me and a need for the child, so that they can be able to do stuff that I know how to do, and he can enjoy. So a lot of times we get surrounded by people that are into certain things that maybe it's not what we want to do, but we do it by default because that's what the families do.
Yep.
I was that kid. I was climbing the 100-foot tree when I wasn't supposed to, right? At 7 years old, and the big bucket truck had to come and take me out of the tree, the fire department. And,
no way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was one of those fellas. I was always into everything, climbing stuff and you know, just getting my hands wet.
Worse than a cat.
Yeah, yeah. I climbed a bank. I'm from a small town in northern New Brunswick, and there's a bank right on the main street. I climbed the buildings were really close, so I shimmied up the building, and at that time the roofs were full of like rocks and tar.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kicking rocks off, and the people walking underneath me and stuff. And the police officer looks up at me and goes, "Vautour." Yeah, I got in trouble for that one. But I think I kept my nose pretty clean growing up, and that afforded me this opportunity to do this.
I could have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like mischief, good fun.
If you don't have fun, what are we doing?
How does it say? Break the rules, but not the law. I think that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger says. So.
Yeah, break the rules. Well, you gotta step out of the box. You can't be a generic way of life. I don't think that's enjoyable. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, I know. Yeah, they want everybody to think. Okay, well. Of course, the government wants everybody to think the same way, so it's
Go
easier.
Down the same tracks. Stay on those tracks because we don't want to have to build extra tracks, right?
Yeah.
Just stay on those tracks.
But I mean, if you don't have people that are looking outside the box, they don't have great products and cool something unique like this.
Yeah.
I have to ask you though, have you sent one of these to Cameron Hayes?
No, I haven't. I definitely thought about it, but he is so busy, and I would love him to see this and allow me to give him one, because I would make him a personal one.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bow sling, because I know he's I know he has his Roth one, but I would love even a lanyard for his knife, or a bracelet. I would love to have him have one, for no other reason than give him back what he gave me, some inspiration. Right? He's a very inspirational person. Right?
Let's let the people know about that, because you were telling me that like 8 years ago you heard about him. I only heard about him maybe,
probably when he got involved with Joe.
When Joe first had, I don't know if it was Cameron Hayes was the first one he had on, or another bow hunter he had on, and then Cameron came on with them.
Joe.
Shit. But yeah, that's where I first heard of him.
Yeah, I found him like obviously online when I was Googling, trying to set up my bow and stuff, and he gave me some inspiration. Then listening to him talk, it's he's just so together. Maybe that's the appearance, but he's such a hard-working man. He runs ultra marathons. He ran that one he ran for 40 hours.
The last one he just did, right?
Yeah. It was like 200 and some miles. That's insane.
And he's still hunting.
Yeah, but he built his body to do what he loves to do, and that's to bow hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it for one reason, and that's to be an ethical hunter. So when he takes that shot, he wants to be 100% sure that arrow hits its sweet spot and the animal doesn't suffer. So it goes through the least amount of suffering that it can. But he puts arrows through his bow like there's no tomorrow, and that's what he does. He builds his body, he builds everything. He has some pretty good gear. Probably some of the best, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, Joe shoots Hoyt too, right? It's one of the best brands.
Is that what you shoot,
No,
Hoyt?
I'm a bear guy. I shoot bear bows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't go for nothing but bear with your bow?
Yeah. So far.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm not open to stepping out of the box, but Hoyt's pretty expensive. So you can get one, like $1,200 or something like that. But then you got to put all the accessories on it. So then you're into $2,200, $2,300. The way that Joe and Cameron have theirs set up, it's a little bit more expensive than I can do. Right?
Oh, so for me just to go out right now, go buy it, it's gonna cost more than $500 for a good bow.
You can get a ready to hunt package. Probably go to Cabela's or online, wherever, and you could probably get a starter bow for about $500. That's all set up.
Okay.
So you'll have.
But what brand?
Probably any brand.
Oh yeah.
Bear? No.
Well, what's the brand that you use?
I use Bear.
So that's the name of the brand.
Yeah,
Bear.
That's the brand. Yeah, Bear bows. Yeah, it's Bear Archery is the company, and they sell them all through distributors. my bow is a bare track, so it's not readily available. Like you can't get it at the box stores.
Okay.
I bought it through a distributor.
Okay.
So I had to call them, get it all set up and stuff. They send it to me, we tune it, send it back. They send it back to me again, finalize it, and then they bring it out and they get it all.
How many pounds is it?
65 pounds.
Okay.
It's a 70-pound limbs, but I only shoot 65.
Okay.
So I'm getting about 310 feet a second at a mine. So that's effective enough to do what I needed to do.
So how many bears have you killed?
In my life, probably half dozen.
Nice.
Yeah. I started snaring rabbits when I was young.
Okay.
So on the way to school, I'd set the snares, and on my way back, I would take them out. So I'd go down to my grandparents' house, who lived down at the end of the street by the school, set up a little table. I was a little entrepreneur when I was young. So I would clean the rabbits. I'd sell the rabbit itself for $5. Then I'd sell the pelts for $2. Then my grandfather worked at the mill in town, so he got some solder and some plumber's chain. So I made lucky rabbit's paws.
No way.
So I tried to get as much out of each rabbit I could, right? It's
I used to buy them all the time, the rabbit foots.
Yeah, lucky rabbit's
Yeah, different colors.
Pretty much everyone in school had one of mine. God, that would have been like grade 5 or 6.
Do they even make them anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't see them at all anymore.
I don't think you would find it. Probably the anti-hunters probably would put a kibosh to it, right? I don't think it's readily available.
Oh, okay.
You can probably make them yourself and do it yourself.
Yeah.
I don't think you can actually purchase them commercially through a company.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh yeah. No, I just remember.
Wrong.
I remember when I was a kid. Like I'm 34, and I remember back in the day, like they used to be everywhere.
Yeah, everyone used to hang them off our jeans. After
Yeah,
our loops on our
you
jeans.
weren't cool if you didn't have one.
You gotta have one.
And then the cool ones were like you were cooler if you had like different colors and all of that.
Put a little bit of dye on them. And
Yeah, I had the pink one.
Yeah. A little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So if Cameron Haynes sees this, I would love for him to contact us. I would love to send him one.
Well, where can they buy them? Where can they check you out? The company for sure.
I have two avenues. You can reach me directly at Frug Survival Gear. Frug Survival Gear at gmail.com is my email.
Okay.
So you can reach me that way. If you want to see the products, I have a kind of a free website that I use because obviously I'm trying to minimize cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's Frug Survival at simdiff.com. The Simple Difference is the website.
Okay.
So it's a free website, and I don't have to pay for it, so that's why I do it.
Nice.
It's really the only way I could do it, have a website. But I would say that I get 80% of my traffic from my Facebook page. So
nice.
I kind of mirror anything I put on my Facebook page, I put on my website to like all the directions of how to order and what I need from you in order to order it. It's all on there, so I walk you through the whole process. I have a couple of videos on YouTube. One is my interview I did with the rookie hunter from River.
Yes.
So
that was the one in September, right?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah. So we went out one of his little hunting spots and sat down in the woods.
That was cool.
He just interviewed me. It was fun. Tim's a great guy and became a friend. And then I did kind of I'm just not very good with cameras, and my wife always says, "Bob, don't get all nervous and stuff." And I don't like to be the center of attention.
Okay.
And, it's hard for me to do stuff like this. So.
You're doing awesome.
Thank you. So I did a little video because everyone's asking me, "Well, what's in it? Tell me how it works. What do you do with it?" So then I built this little thing. So that's that. That just basically tells me all what's inside and up there. Yeah. Then so I did a little video on YouTube. I put my phone up and I walked through it. There's all the parts and this is what it's for. And when I do sell one, like your package, I put inside a cutout that breaks it down.
Okay.
So that's a picture of all the stuff that's inside. And then I wrote kind of, because the basics is if you can create fire, you can purify water, you can keep yourself warm, you can cook food. So it kind of covers everything. And then, it's food safety and fire. the safety is the antiseptic tinder and the 7 inner strands. Like the paracord itself is 550 pound rated, and inside it has 7 inner strands. So you pull out those 7 strands and you have another 70 feet of cordage. So if you need to do a sling or a strap, you gotta, like, see, cut your arm there. You take the antiseptic tinder, put it on it, and wrap it with the string, and it protects the wound. You can build a little trap to catch a squirrel. You can. There's 100,000 things you can do.
And then you can go fishing.
Exactly. Yeah, with the hooks and like I was telling you earlier, the balloon that I put in there. I tried to figure out many different uses for each product, and the balloon is great. You can use it for anything. You can put it as a slingshot if you needed to. It wouldn't be a very effective one, but you could. You fill it with a little bit of air. Use it as a bobber if you get lost by a lake or something.
Yep.
Freestanding water. And it waterproofs everything in the kit. Keeps the kit 100% waterproof. I tried to find the best matches I could, and the matches are storm-proof matches, so they're actually wind resistant. You can pour water on it after you light them, and they'll be like like that welding glow of a welding rod.
Yep.
When they're welding. That's what happens when they're wet, and then you take it out of that, and then the flame comes up. So.
Are all of them pink or just these?
No, they all are.
So girls?
Yeah.
You get pink matches.
Yeah. Yeah, and as simple as the Ranger bands, these little things are kind of like a tire tube material.
Okay.
That's what I use to protect the ends, because where I weld the ends, I actually melt the ends and I squeeze them together so that it creates a weld, so it stays together. Then I hide it with these Ranger bands. Now these Ranger bands, you take your cotton ball, put it in the Ranger band, throw a spark to it. These will burn at really high heat for 30 seconds.
Okay.
If you have maybe some damp wood, or you're really having a hard time getting your fire going, that will help you get that fire going. You can use those Ranger bands to strap anything on, right? Some people put them on their backpacks and use the Ranger bands to keep them there rather than hang them.
Okay.
You have hang them off your backpack, and you have access to the knife.
Nice.
So it's nice. You need to cut stuff or just fiddle. And then you have the 120 decibel emergency whistle. That's I did the first day I was at the market.
Yep.
Was not thinking. Lady come up, and I was so passionate about it, right? So we started talking about it, and I said, "Oh yeah," and then you got that emergency whistle. She goes, "Emergency whistle?" And I blew it. Oh, the whole market stopped and just looked at me. I got in trouble, and they asked me not to do that anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because you figured 120 decibels.
That'd be awesome.
So you figure yourself. Oh, sorry, Bob. That's probably hard on our ears. You figure if you get, you're trekking through the woods and you fall down a gully and you snap your leg or whatever, you hurt yourself, and you're down in a ravine, you're out of sight. So everyone's going to walk on that normal path that you would normally walk. They wouldn't see you.
Okay.
This way you hear someone, you can say, "Yeah, I'm right here," kind of alert people to where you are.
Nice.
So it's a multi-purpose, and then having the compass on it too is
so cool.
It's a compass. It's not the most effective compass, but it'll give you a direction.
Yep.
It's not like orienteering that I do with my big compass. I can get within a 10 feet of a mark that I want on a map by using my compass. This will bring me pretty close to it. Give me my general direction.
It'll get you the hell of the whiz and you'll survive.
Yes, and that's the whole point, right? Survive. Survival.
Yeah, survival of the fitness.
Yeah.
No, well, how I first met you and everything is I was at the farmer's market with my girlfriend, and we're walking by, and it just caught my eyes. I never really seen that. I guess they've been out for a while, this type of style, but. Yeah. For me, it was the first time, and I was like, "This is so cool." And then with all the fishing stuff and all the survival gear inside, I was like, "Okay, I'm like a little kid now."
Yeah. Well, it brings you back to those days when you had those Rambo knives. Remember those big compass on the thing?
Yeah, and you unscrew it.
Yeah. The most ineffective tools were in there, but the concept was right. So this is born off of kind of that concept, was having what you need with you, all the time. Yeah.
So what made you really come up with going with the different colors? Like, because like I said, I wear this 24/7. I see the purple one here.
It's demand. I started
because you can wear them like with I wear mine with my tuxedo. I just don't give a shit, and I love it though. So I mean, I can really see other people with the colors because you're not just going with the army or anything.
Well, I started off very survivalistic. Camo type colors. Like this one was probably one of my favorites. I still wear it to this day. This one's called Infiltrate. It blends into everything. It's very like kind of neutral tone.
Okay.
But once people started buying them and seeing them, well, could you make something in red? Oh, my husband's got a 4-wheeler that's blue and gray. Could you make a blue and gray? Sure. So I started ordering different paracord. Okay. And it ended up through that, got in touch with a Canadian paracord company because I was buying my stuff from a U.S. company, and I was paying twice as much for the buckles, paying twice as much for the paracord. Didn't realize it. So anyway, this Canadian, it's called Canada Paracord. They reached out to me and said, "Hey, we got this stuff and we're Canadian." Sold. So I'm all about keeping it at home, right?
Oh, it makes a big difference too.
Support your local, even just being at the market, I support my local people. And, but with that said, I cut my costs about 40% because I pay the same amount, or actually less per 100 feet as I was with them. And I was paying, I think, $12.99 US for 100 feet from them. I'm paying $11, $10.99 for 100 feet Canadian. Okay. So that cut my costs substantially. It allows me to do little extras like putting in this antiseptic tinder, which each one of those are $1. So probably the most expensive part is that antiseptic tinder. Oh shit, eh? It costs about the same as the buckle because I go on eBay and I'll go on the auctions. So they'll say, okay, well, 50 buckles for best price. So you bid and you bid and you bid and you watch, and if you win, you win. If you don't want to pay any more. So yeah, I have been lucky in the last little while. I've probably made 500 or 600 of these already, and nice. I probably have 100 left. So I've sold quite a few, and it's about getting your costs down, right? To an acceptable level. So because I don't want to take any money out of their pocket, I want to be able to keep giving as much as I normally can. Yeah. The more I can, the less I pay out, the more I can give to them. So that's the kind of the goal for is that it would kind of sustain itself to the point where I have enough put aside that it keeps turning over, and I can always wait for the good deal and get stuff at a good price and able to give as much as I do to them. That's awesome. Yeah. No, they're definitely, with Christmas coming up and everything, 21 days. This awesome Christmas gift for anybody that's not even into hunting. Yeah. Well, what I'm noticing at my booth in the market, people are coming over. They know I'm there now because they heard it through someone else. Yep. And they're coming over, and so I have to go through my spiel, right, my selling, because I get so passionate and excited about it. I get sidetracked really easy, and there's times that I have 10, 15 people around my booth listening to what I'm saying and say, then they look at their friend, hey, so-and-so will love one of those. Oh, I'll take one, I'll take two. And one lady, she bought 7, just sitting and bang, bang, bang. Well, I'll take one for this person, I'll take one. That person wants a bracelet, so I'm just packaging them all up. And it's. Do you find that your clientele of customers are the hunting and survival type of people, or is it just everybody in general? I think it's a general thing. A couple of months back, I went to the Hunting and Fishing Expo in Sussex. Okay. Mike Holland owns a company called the Resourceful Redneck, he lives in Riverview. Okay. And he has an online company that makes outdoor gear. So he invented this bear protection. So when you climb a tree, the bear can't. It's bars that come out of the tree, so that the bear can't climb the tree while you're in it. Oh, cool! And he invented these specific folding saws and stuff. Got a great line of products. So ended up getting in touch with him. We met, had a conversation. He invited me to go to the outdoor show with him, I put up a table beside his and sold a whole pile at the Hunting and Fishing Expo. So I think I sold like 30 of them in that one weekend.
Okay.
And I was only there for the Saturday, so it was nice. It's nice that people like that help each other out, and so the whole plan for me with him was to maybe get onto his site, but unfortunately my cost, I can't cut them low enough to give someone else a piece of the pie. There's no other piece of pie to give, right?
Okay.
So if I were to give someone, say, $2.50 off of each unit, then I could only give Big Brothers $2.50. So, because I don't calculate the cost of my time to make these, because then it literally would, I'd have to sell them for $80 and just to make a little bit. So in order to keep the cost down, I don't put the cost of my time into it, just material. So it's a labor of love.
Yeah, but you're doing it for an awesome cause, so.
Yeah, and it's definitely showing some good results. People are being supportive of it, and I wouldn't say a lot, but quite a few people have bought just because I'm supporting Big Brothers. So they say, you know what, I was a big brother, or I was a little brother at one point, or my son was a big brother, and so you know what, we're going to get one, we're going to support you, and have no really plan for it. They probably give it to someone, but they just buy it to support the cause, right?
Well, I mean, if you really want to give back to the community, and if you want to have something really cool at the end of it too, I mean, that's a great way.
That's right.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. Win-win, win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've been telling everybody about this. I was like, you guys have to check it out. Has anybody came up yet with hemp?
In a survival bracelet?
Yeah, like,
could
you use this? Okay, what is this again called?
It's called paracord. It's parachute cable.
So could you make it out of hemp?
You probably could. I don't see why you couldn't. Obviously, hemp's a little different structure base, so.
But do they make paracord in hemp, like for that?
You probably could. That's a good.
Go really hippie-ish.
Want to start a business?
Yes.
Well, see the core of the paracord, it's got a nylon outer sheath.
Okay.
And inside there's 7 individual strands, which gives it the tensile strength of 550 pounds. That's why they call it 550 paracord. I don't know how hemp would work that way. Maybe the inner strands could be hemp.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the tensile strength of hemp is. See,
Me either. Over my head. Hey.
Part of it is when you're building a shelter over the outdoors, the paracord gives you that strength, right? To hold up a tree or tie to another tree, right? With a crossbar.
Okay. Is there a company outside?
Yeah.
That's one thing, having the studio where there's like 4 or 5 other businesses right around.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what's going on?
My dogs are going to go crazy when they get home.
Awesome. Well, anything else you want to hit on, talk about?
No,
because thank you so much for stopping in today, man.
Thank you for helping get this out there. If anyone is interested to come to see me at the market, I'm there every second Saturday, so I'll be there the 16th again. That'll be the last time I'm there before Christmas.
Okay.
Because the market closes down for a little time, and then obviously I'm going on vacation too. So, but after that, you can reach me on my website, contact me via email. I custom make stuff. I made one for my friend. He drives a 4-wheeler.
Okay. Hey.
Come. And his
He's
wife,
all the way there?
Yeah. His old friend from Dalhousie that I used to live with. Anyway, he said, his wife contacted me and said, could you make one that has like a repair kit for my husband's 4-wheeler because he's out in the thing. I said, well, yeah, I probably can. Leave it with me. So I went to Princess Auto and I find these little tire repair kits that I can roll up and put inside. So I made 2 separate kits like this. I just shortened them up. The bracelet was a little bit thicker, but I was able to put the tire repair kit and then 16 feet of bar tie wire. So like if you need to have some it's called mechanic wire.
Yep.
So I put some of that in there plus the tire repair kit and then my kit inside. and he just loved it.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
don't know if he's used it yet, but
Hopefully not, right? I guess that would be the whole key. They're really cool, but you really don't want to be in that situation where to use them.
It's there to be prepared, and
yep.
Like I always tell everyone, if anyone ever has to use it, write your story down.
Have you used it yet?
Yes, I played with it. I've trapped a squirrel and used the tinder to start a fire and used the matches and
You
stuff.
trapped a squirrel?
Yeah, trapped a squirrel. Made a little drop trap.
Okay.
Step behind a tree, and I baited him with a piece of cheese. And yeah, it's.
Did you tape it?
No, I didn't.
Oh shit! You
No, it's that's probably going to be in the near future. A friend of mine and I are building a little bush camp in the kind of middle of nowhere, out of the prying eyes, and we'll probably do some stuff like that back there and get it on tape.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Get on tape. Look at us talking. Aging ourselves. Record it all on our iPhones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's selling features, right? To when people can actually see it working, and it actually does work, and like when people walk by the market and I throw sparks out in the air, it stops everybody out, draws them in, right?
Imagine using that with your bow and arrow, like for us to see it and everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And same with my knife. When I take my knife out, yes, it's a beautiful knife, but that helps me draw people in. Then they say, "Oh, what's that on the end?"
Yeah, it really does.
It's kind of like marketing, right? You get people to kind of turn around, and because a lot of times people see these hanging on the tree, they walk by and they're like, "Well, what's that?"
Yeah.
Or they don't even ask. They just say, "Oh, it's survival stuff." So they walk by. Well, it's not. There's all this stuff inside, and I've got this passionate story to tell you. So stop and talk to me.
Well, you're the only place around here, really, like in the Mountain River area in Dieppe, that sells something like this, right?
Yeah.
That I'm aware of.
No one does. There's a few people that do sell paracord. There's another guy at the market that does paracord bracelets and stuff.
Okay.
But he doesn't have the kits inside.
There's no survival kit, nothing like that. Just a plain bracelet.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people. Like, "Oh yeah, I got one of those." I said, "No, you don't." And they said, "Well, what do you mean? How can you tell me what I don't have?" I said, "Well, I'm telling you, you don't have one of these unless you bought it from me, because this kit's inside." So then when I pull this up and I say, "Well, this stuff is inside," they're like,
Well,
"Oh wow."
That's why I find it's crazy. All that's inside, and if you can't, its shape is formed great. Like it's not going straight out like this. It's going right circle.
Well, it took 37 prototypes in order to mold it, and that's where the paper actually come from. That piece of paper, I said.
Yep.
In the concept of having something that does multiple things, that paper allows me to roll it, kind of like what you would do like a cigar or whatever as middle school, and then you can gradually mold it. Okay?
That's cool.
And then it'll turn to the curvature of the bracelet, or in the lanyards, it just stays straight, right? But having that piece of paper allows me in multiple reasons too. It gives me the ability to slide it in to the balloon. Because at first I'm sitting there trying to stuff all the components in a balloon, right?
That must have been that must have been funny as hell. The first couple ones you were doing, you must have been like, "Mother."
I bet there was a few swear words that come out of my mouth, and I'm not very good with my hands, right? So that piece of paper actually is the lifeline of this whole kit. Plus, it's a piece of tinder, so you can use it to help start a fire. So it borders on that principle of multi-use things. So with all these components in here, you can do pretty much anything.
So was it hard to find the blade?
The buckles I actually came across by accident. I started to make, like I said, my first lanyard didn't have that kind of buckle. It just had a regular plastic bracelet buckle. So it was just a pure plastic. And one of my suppliers that I was getting my paracord from had one of these on there. So I ordered a few to try it. It's like, well, wow, that is just crazy. Having a ferricium rod, in the bracelet, and have a serrated blade, I can use that for so many different things. Like sometimes I'm out for work and I'm at a meeting and something, I'll my bracelet open up a package or cut something like. So everyone starts to, well, what's that? So then I have to go into my big spiel, right? Which I don't mind. So then I start throwing sparks, and then I really got them lined in. As soon as you throw the sparks, everyone's like, "Oh wow, hey, yeah, it's kind of like gold.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, when you did it at the farmer's market, I went home and I was like, okay, I gotta try this. That's the first thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It brings out the child in you.
It absolutely does. Well, we have this concept of fire and building and stuff, and it's ingrained in us, right? It's like fighting, right? It's in our DNA, and
that's true.
Survival really is in our DNA. We naturally survive. Throw me in the water, you know, and I fall underwater. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to hold my breath till I can't hold it anymore, then I'm going to breathe. Because my instinct is to breathe. It's survival, right? You're going to hold it till you can't hold it anymore, and then you have no option but to breathe. So, you know, it's in our DNA to survive. And I want to help.
Well, no, you're doing an awesome job. So it's been 1.5 years that you've been going strong about? How long have you been at the farmer's market for?
About 4 months.
MJ? 4 months? Okay. So fairly new.
Yeah, so the Frug Survival is probably 7-8 months old.
Okay.
From its kind of birth of a concept to what it is now. So it's been ever evolving, and you know, you get better at things as you go. And just like when I first made a bracelet, it took me 2.5 hours. Right? Now in 2.5 hours, I can probably build all of these.
I see.
It just comes with time, with practice, right?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. 4 months at the market, 7 months doing it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, and I think you know, at this year after Christmas, we're gonna look at it, and I'll probably get back in touch with maybe some local distributors, so that I don't have to go to the market anymore, because it takes time away from my little brother, right? I'd like to spend that time with him and with my wife, and you know, can't take time away from her.
No, happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah. So the whole what I'd like to do is go through a distributor and you know, give him the product, and yes, I'll take a little bit less, but then I won't have the cost of the market. So take that away from it, then I'll have a little bit to play with, and you know, maybe have to raise the price a little bit in order to make it balanced, so that I can still feed Big Brothers, and hopefully that'll work. That's kind of the
Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank. Yeah. If I could make the products myself and be able to patent it, I'd have a gold mine. But
that just seems exhausting, a lot of work. Just saying that.
Yeah. Well, I did a lot of research. Like 3 or 4 nights in a row, I stayed up till all hours of the night, you know, on Google, and trying to figure out how I can and can't do, and learning about patents and what it's what the infringements are, and what you can and can't do with different brand products. So if I can brand it, have my own products, I would have to get a third side company to build this stuff for me.
You would have to make your own hooks and everything, right?
That's right, yeah. Or buy them from someone that makes them particularly for me.
Okay.
So I make the Frug hook, only sells it to me. So it would probably be a Chinese manufacturer.
Yeah.
Which is kind of trying to avoid that, but if it could get me a patent, I'd be game for it. Then I could take that and I could sell the company, and then you know, pay off my house, and then give a whole pile of money to Big Brothers. Right?
We don't live in the States, so you don't have Trump there down your back to say that.
Right. Not to the kibosh.
No. I was listening to him there today on Twitter, and he was like, the stock market is the best it's ever been for the States. So he's keeping everything in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when you're like, when we talk about the China thing, is like we want to keep all the business and everything in Canada, but when it comes to something like that,
you can do something for so long until it's just not feasible. Like, who's going to empty their pockets to feed an idea, right? If it's not,
you only can do it for so long, and then you're like, okay,
then their pot's empty, right?
Yeah.
You have no more fuel to feed the fire, right? So it's about survival too, right? You're trying to keep this business alive. In order to do that, you have to kind of bend your morals or what you want to do. I want to keep everything Canadian and local, but if I'm not going to be able to make a go of it, then I have to change my train of thought, right?
Yeah.
To keep the business alive.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. With that note, no, I had fun. I had an awesome time talking and everything, and learning about this. So
it was fun.
Definitely go check out Frug Frog? I just want to say frog so bad.
You're not the first.
No way, I won't be the last.
Yeah.
But no, you can go check you out on Facebook
Yep.
and everything. And like I said, Bob, thank you so much. It was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Great.
Oh, what else is dying on me?
What's over on that TV?
Eventually, you'll go.